Hello everyone, I am Maha from the city of Multan, Pakistan, and I'm so honored that I got a chance to represent my country here. Growing up in a city that is known for its craft, I know the people behind them, especially the women whose hard work and sacrifices often go unseen. Before I begin, I would like to share a short video introducing you to the context. How can a city that is known for its craft have no space for its creators? A city where craft is not just tradition, it's a part of everyday life, shaped by countless hands over time. You can see it in every detail, every pattern, and every surface. But behind all of that beauty are the people who make it, especially women, whose work is everywhere but who are rarely seen. This is Multan, one of the oldest and the most heritage cities of Pakistan, with a history spanning over 5,000 years old. It is also known as City of Saints due to numerous Sufi shrines there, a city filled with streets and buildings that tell stories. Here, architecture reflects culture and craft, even in the blue pottery or the small details that you see around it. The craft often travels, reaches markets and people, but its makers often stay behind and unseen, carrying generations of skill, while in return, they never got their own recognition and identity. So now let me introduce you to Shamim, one of the many women whose stories have inspired me for this project. Shamim was just 9 years old when she learned weaving from her mother. She told me that how she would used to travel to long distances just to sell her craft on the roadsides of the market, as there were no proper places for women like her. And now today, at 55 years old, even after 4 decades of labor, she is still working, still creating, and still struggling. We admired the craft, but we never learned the person behind it. So that silence was the beginning of this project. And that is when I realized this is not just one story. It is the story of the countless women whose hands have kept this craft alive while their names remain hidden behind the walls of their homes. When I met with these women, I saw deep pride in their craft, but I also saw the silent pain of remaining unseen. This is my site that is located opposite the tomb of Shah Rukh Alam, one of the most iconic and the spiritual landmark of Multan, and one of the major cultural destinations. In the surrounding areas, we have Husaina Gai Bazaar, our market for the local craft, and a strong community of local artisans, making the site an important place for tourism and everything else. The reasons for choosing the site is that this area has a high tourist footfall and sits right among a community of a skilled women artisan. So by placing the pavilion here, lets visitors experience the craft up close while giving the opportunities to the women of being seen and being recognized. When people see only the finished craft, the story behind it remains hidden. But when the process became visible, the effort and the dedication, people will connect with it in a more deeper and a meaningful way. And in that connection, the women artisans will finally gain their recognition. Women contribute immensely to Pakistan's economy, yet much of their work often goes unseen or they have to rely on middlemen to sell their craft. So by giving them a direct voice, not only recognizes them for their skill, but also appreciates them for their role in economy and culture. This is Uraan, a women-led space where the women can work freely, preserve their privacy, and can share their craft with the world. Here they have been given a platform where they could grow and rise. So that's why I have named it Uraan, which is an Urdu word which means to take flight, because every woman deserves a chance to grow and rise. The pavilion itself is not just a building, it's a piece of art in its own right. Its facade reflects the cultural identity of Multan, where Multani ajrak is being expressed as a flowing layer inspired by the dupatta worn by the Muslim women. Multani ajrak is a traditional block printed textile that is made by using natural dyes, and it is famous for its complex geometric patterns and colorful tones. The overall grid brings together multiple crafts together, including Mashrabia pattern, which is the most prominent feature in Islamic architecture, which is known for its perforated screen to filter light, to allow ventilation, and to maintain privacy. Alongside this, we have relic quilt. It is a kind of patchwork made by stitching together small pieces of fabric together, and it is also known for its colorful tones and the geometric pattern. Blue pottery also adds up to the grid through its rich blue and tortoise tones, and it is known for its floral and intricate patterns. So instead of using these crafts just as for the decoration of the pavilion, they are embedded into the architecture itself, where light, facade, and texture works together to make the pavilion not just as a display of craft, but a living embodiment of it. This is the plan for the pavilion, and I have divided the plan into two main zones. The first zone is reserved for the artists to work, and the second zone is reserved for the visitors to experience and engage with the craft. So these are the workstations designed for the women artisan. The idea was to give them a space they can truly call their own, a space where they would feel comfortable, respected, and in control of their work. So instead of treating them just as the production unit, I wanted it to feel more personal and adaptable, like giving the choice to the women that how they could design up their own spaces. Here, the workstations open up to create a more open and a flexible environment where the women can interact with each other and work in a collaborative environment. And when needed, the same space can be closed off to a more quieter environment. Like it gives the freedom and the choice to the women that how they could design their own spaces according to their moods and needs. This flexibility extends across the entire plan. As the units open up, spaces connect, and they connect at a one central point, which is the courtyard. And it acts as the core of the pavilion. It is the place where the women can come up together, interact with each other, share with each other stories, and it could also be a place where they could conduct workshops, like teaching the younger generation about the craft, turning into a shared experience of community growth and empowerment. This is an entrepreneurial hub space in the pavilion. It is a space that will help the women artisans connect with the world. Here they could build their own digital identities, showcase their craft internationally, understand the market trends. This is where the tradition will meet the innovation. This will help them to reach more people, showcase their craft, and get recognition for their talent. I have also designed a daycare within the pavilion so the women don't have to worry about leaving their kids behind at home, and they could have a safe space on their own. This is the exhibition and the shop part of the pavilion. This is the place where the visitors can come and the women can interact directly with the visitors, sharing the story behind every piece. It gives them direct access to the public, like without relying on any middleman, they could just sell up their craft directly to the public. This section shows the visual connection between the visitor zone and the artist zone, that how both of these zones are connected through the visual connection through a jolly, allowing observation without disturbing the privacy of the women. On the top, we have the structural details, and wood has been used as a primary construction material to support a modular and a lightweight system that could be adapted and assembled easily. The pavilion also focuses on the passive strategies such as daylighting, rainwater harvesting, and solar paneling, moving it toward a net zero approach. A canvas for every culture. Although this pavilion is made according to the cultures of Multan in mind, but it has a concept that can extend globally because the problem of women being underrepresented is not being limited to just one region. So its modular grid will act like a Lego system where people from anywhere can bring their craft into it, and in that way, that pavilion will become the representation of their respective culture. And that's how we are representing multiple culture through just one architectural language. Thank you.